Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Welcome to my channel. If you're coming across us for the very first time, please do subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for your continuous support. Kids, 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 not only kids, everybody come here. We have a meeting. It's very urgent. If I'm not that audible, guys, I'm so sorry. I cannot speak so loud. My baby's sleeping. He's in the other room. I don't want to wake him up. And yeah, guys, my stand also broke, so I have now to make this first before you all come for me, name. So I'm have to find a place where I'm comfortable, because then I'm holding my phone with my hands, name. It's not like where I can just be relaxing, talking. No. Okay, guys, kids, come here. We have a meeting, name. Just last week I was going through my YouTube and I'm listening, and then I come across a woman actually that was shared on TikTok. I don't want to mention her name. Yeah, I don't want to mention her name. I don't want to mention her name because she is associated to another person, and the whole thing is just, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I want to talk about it. Now, when she's saying that she used to earn like 50 something thousand in 2 weeks. She lost everything. She doesn't have everything anymore. Of course, she spoke about quite a lot of things, and I really listened to her and I analyzed her and I listened to her very well. And everything brought me to one thing, and one thing only: drugs. You know, when I'm listening to her very well, and I'm looking at her body and I'm looking at everything, it brought me to one thing only: drugs. And I like the fact that while I'm listening, I'm like, drugs. And then in the middle of her story, drugs, she brought drugs in there. Not the usage of drugs, she brought it in there. Okay. And I just like to thank God that, you know, at least what I'm thinking, somewhere in the middle of the interview, something is like, now this is it. Now it makes sense. Okay. Well, and I feel the need to speak to young people. I feel like we are not so loud about drugs. Yeah? Dear kids, stay away from drugs. When I say stay away from drugs, I need you to listen to me very attentively. I've never done drugs, but trust and believe, my eyes have seen so much. When I say my eyes have seen so much, I need you, without saying further, without giving more information, I want you to believe me. Ne? My eyes have seen so much. And this is one thing that I've picked up about drugs. Ne? Drugs are bad. Don't touch them. Ne? Don't touch them. Even if they look so good to be true, don't touch them. Don't touch them if you need a good future. Don't touch drugs. Ne? I do not know what drugs does to people. I do not know what drugs does inside the systems of people. But the thing is an agent of Satan. The thing is an agent of Satan himself. Ne? That thing will mess up your life. It will mess you up. No matter how much of you think of an important person you are, touch those things and you will end up just there. On self-pity, battling some sort of depressions, having some sort of, oh my goodness, I don't know. Don't touch drugs, kids. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. And also don't put yourself in a position or in a situation where you will be forced to, to be exposed to them. Don't even put yourself in that situation, okay? Let me tell you what I picked up drugs does to people. They will make you lazy. You don't want to do anything. You just want to lay around, maybe bath eat. Sometimes you don't even want to eat. Sometimes, I don't know your appetite, where it is. I don't know. Sometimes you don't even want to eat. It makes you lazy. And the funny part is that the brain is having brilliant ideas, but to put them to use, the talk is there. The brain looks like it's thinking, but just to stand up and say, I am going to do this. For some unknown reasons, these things, they make you not even have faith. They make you an emotional person. They make you very emotional. I think they messes your emotions up and your brain up. Now all of a sudden you're just an emotional person. Very, very emotional. One moment you are angry fast, one moment you are happy, one moment you are very emotional. With even if something happened to you back then, where you can look at it and give it to God and be like, you know what, this happened to me, I'm not going to let it break me, I'm moving forward, I'm getting on my feet and I'm moving. No, you'll be dwelling on that thing. Trauma, desperation. You'll be dwelling on that thing. You are hurt. You're an emotional person. Even if maybe somebody said something to you now, years later, emotional. You don't build. You know, last month, is it last month or last month? It should be in less than 2 months' time. I was going through a lady, accountability, no sort of accountability. I was listening to a lady and she was having some gambling problems and gambling addiction, which seemed so worse. She sold her parents' house, she sold her cars, she sold their house. And imagine sometimes she got married to her husband and she just ended up selling things. She became an addict, gambling addict in the marriage. They ended up divorcing. That's why I keep telling people, marry out of community of property, because imagine, there was even a time when she was saying that she, sorry, no? There was even a time when she was saying that she gambled the husband's salary while the husband is at work. She's waiting for the salary at the gambling thing, and she gambled it. When the husband came home, she's telling the husband that I was trying to make money. Manipulation, narcissists, emotional manipulation. And I looked at this gambling addiction and I looked at the drug gambling addiction and I was like, same WhatsApp group. And the gambling was even a little bit worse, but same WhatsApp group. Go and watch it. It's on Boldly Owami. There's a woman that gambled things there. Go and watch it. It's quite an emotional thing, but no sort of accountability. They don't take accountability. You don't take accountability when you're in this mess. And I remember perfectly well, she was blaming her aunt. She didn't blame herself to say, my aunt raised me so well and I ended up in this mess. No, she's blaming an aunt to say, she raised me, I was a good girl, but these ones that I messed up, she gave up on me. But now I'm thinking, you were not supposed to mess up. In life, you cannot afford to mess up, not even once. But instead of saying, I messed up, I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize to my aunt, she raised me so well. I'm very disappointed in my aunt, and she's crying. It's so emotional. And I just wanted to say that no sort of accountability whatsoever. And people don't stay with money. I'm so sorry to mix this addiction of gambling together with drugs, but I just needed to pull something out of there and to direct you there. And in me directing you there, I wanted to draw a few things that I also picked up. A no sort of accountability, emotional manipulation, because this lady, she's saying, I manipulate people so that they give me money so that I go gamble. Drug addiction. You will find yourself in a situation where everybody that you are closer to, you become a liar. Very much liar. You're just lying for you to get money, for you to go gamble, or for you to go and drink drugs. Nothing matters to you. People's emotions don't matter. It's just drugs. You're just a liar. You just lie. Any lie that you can tell for you to get money to go and buy drugs. Anything. You don't stay with money. You don't grow. If you are to, and this, if you get money, you run to those things. It's like they control you. It's like you don't have a life. When you come back from there, sometimes maybe rent is not paid. You don't have food. You don't. Oh, it's such a bad life, guys. It's such a bad life. Go and listen to that gambling lady. Listen to her. She's probably one of the people that came out speaking honest about addiction. Honestly. People don't really speak out like that. You know, and these people, no matter how brilliant they are, very brilliant, they won't tell you where they smoke. No matter how they can lose their brain and think they are going crazy, wherever they get those drugs, you won't know. That is kept a secret like there's no tomorrow. That you won't know. And then it makes you wonder that then your brain is functioning, because if you are able to hide where you get drugs, then means you are operating properly. Do you know? That means you're operating. Some of these things, it's just manipulative behaviors so that people can get money so that they can go and drink. You don't grow in life. You don't own things. You don't think properly. You lose jobs. People don't take you serious. You lose loved ones. Because then people start distancing themselves from you. Even the people that loved you, at some point in time, they might start not loving you so much like that anymore. You know? Stay away from drugs. Ne? Stay away from drugs. Those things are not nice. Ne? Stay away from drugs. Those things are not nice. It's a pity. That woman, she lost everything, and she used, imagine, from getting 50,000 a month. I was even just looking at this other who is this, Brenda Fassie's son, and allegations of him in the, I don't know how many years back or what time it is, of him blowing away an estimate of 4 million in drugs. It's crazy, you know. You don't grow. Sometimes you can lose it all just because you just run there. You just run there. Please don't touch those things. Stay away from drugs, kids. Stay in school. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from alcohol while you are young. Touch alcohol after your grade 12, and touch alcohol wisely. Start drinking wisely. Start drinking at places where you are safe, so that nobody can tamper with your drinks. You can drink at home, where you get your thing and then you drink at home. You know how I people at home, at my house, there are some people that think I'm a drunkard, but I'm not. Because how I prefer to have a drink or to have more drinks is either in my own house, my parents' house, or at the place where I know I'm sleeping there, but it's a family event, or in the house. If you find me having a lot of drinks in the event, it's not at people's houses. If I am to drink, there was even a day that I was having a few glasses of wine, and then my mother was like, but I was like, I'm home, you know. I'd rather drink while I'm with my parents at home, because I know no one is going to take advantage of me. I'm in the house. My mother is here. My father is here. If I am to drink a little bit too much, I'd better drink a little bit too much while I'm in the house. Not in the streets, not at the friend's place. I'm not your family, not at the other people's families' houses. No, in my own house, where we are drinking, where we are sitting in the room with people, the ladies, and we are drinking, not with some boys. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I'd rather drink knowing that I'm having a glass here, and this is my bed, and it's in my parents' house, and everybody in this house is in order, so I'm sleeping here. And there is no way I'm going to drink myself to death to a point where I'm not walking properly, or I don't know how to have a hangover. I've never had a hangover my whole life, because I have never put myself in a position where I have to drink like that. But I do have drinks casually. But when I say casually, I prefer in the house. When I met my husband, when I am with him, and we are at my place or at his place, and it's the two of us in the house, I can have a drink. Not drink too much, but I can have a few drinks. I know I'm with my partner. I am home. I'm fine. But if I go out with the friends or I go out with whoever, I'm not going to drink like that. Some people even out there think I don't drink, but I do have wine and a few drinks here and there. But I drink in the comfort of people that I know perfectly well that I can trust you with myself. There's nothing my boyfriend, my husband can do to me. You know, there's nothing he can do to me without. What can he do? Sleep with me? We already sleep together. What can he do? Nothing. So I can have my drink and sleep. But if it's a stranger, it's anything can happen. When you drink, one thing that I picked up with drinking, it makes you a little bit like your brain. But mostly when I feel like my brain is, then I stop. That's why it's very easier for you to control your drinking. But if I feel like, I want to have a few drinks, I'd rather have that at home where my parents are. And I've had a few looks from my mother that say, and I'm like, I don't drink. I don't drink like that. But when I tell my mother, I don't drink alcohol like that. She looks at me, you were drinking the other day. But that is like once in how many days? But when I'm telling her, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink alcohol like that. She sometimes look at me like, you. But I'd rather do that in front of my parents because I know I'm safe. I'm safe. And also, I take a few drinks knowing very well that I'm big enough. I'm big enough. Be obedient. Never be obedient. Look at my hair. You know why my hair is not colored anymore? It's because when I visited my parent last month, my father made a comment and she said, "Oh, are you a soccer player?" That comment alone made me change my hairstyle. I was like, I hear you. Because now, and some people might be like, yeah, you are married now, he cannot, but no, he's still my father. If if I do something and he's not comfortable with what I'm doing, I have to still put it into consideration. I'm not gonna have my parents die of heart attack because of me. I refuse. I wanna be a good child and I wanna be a good child until I die and until they die. I don't wanna give them high blood pressure. Not at all. They're still my parents. If my father makes a comment, I understand. I'm an adult now. I understand that he probably can't say too much because now I'm a married woman, but still, I'm his child. And I knew he wouldn't understand my hairstyle. I was like, you're a soccer player. But what I'm telling you, children, is that be obedient. I think we need to make a separate video on being good children. Be obedient and do not, if you know you can do something in front of your parents, don't do it. Don't do it. It's wrong. Don't do it. More especially with drinking. If you know you cannot drink like that in front of your parents, don't go and drink in the streets with full of strangers. Don't do that. I'd rather you drink. That is what I used to do. If I want to have a few drinks, I started drinking very big. I started having drinks at university. After I passed my grade 12, that's when I started tasting alcohol. But when I taste it, I know when to say enough is enough. So what I do is that I either buy my wines, put them in the fridge or at home. When my husband met me, I always used to have wine in the house. A glass of wine with my dinner, then I go sleep. That is what I do. But if I feel like it's a party and somebody invites me to a party, I won't drink alcohol. I'm so sorry. I'd rather buy my alcohol, bring them in my house and come drink here with my husband than drinking at some parties. If I'm gone somewhere, I'd rather drink water or whatever I'm drinking than leaving a place not okay in my brain. For as long as I'm not 100%, I need to think properly all the time. But if it's in my own house where my parents are, or at a party where I know they are my family members, that I know these people love me and I love them, I can have a drink because I am with people that I trust. Don't do things in hidden places. Don't do things in hidden places. When you drink in front of me as a mother, I can also warn you and tell you that you are drinking too much. That is enough. The next day, you don't drink too much. You drink a little bit. You go to bed. Do not put yourself in situations where you become alcoholics and drug addicts. Drugs, big no. Don't touch drugs. Don't touch. If you want your life to be very useless, touch drugs. I swear to God, you would even just find yourself eating in the dustbin. There was a time that I found this other guy that we used to work with. The guy ended up stealing money from petty cash. No, small money. He lost his job. And one time I came across him in the streets, and shame. Guy doesn't look nice. There was also this other guy that was working at one ministries, and I think he inherited some funds, and he ended up not even working. Guy doesn't look nice. You don't look proper. You. Oh my goodness! Please don't touch drugs, kids. Ne? I see we are probably not talking more about drugs, but don't touch drugs. Trust me when I tell you don't touch drugs. Trust me when I tell you don't put yourself in a situation where you are abusing alcohol. Don't do that. If you want to have a few drinks, even if you were at a party and you feel like you have had enough, rather take those drinks, put them in the bag and go home where your parents are. While you are in your bed sleeping, drink. It's okay if to tell your mother that, Mommy, I was at the party, but I don't want to be drinking in the streets. I brought along a few drinks, this one, so that I can drink at home. To me, I feel that is much better rather than you drinking in the streets. Ne? And being unconscious and being out of control in the streets with people that you don't trust. I'd rather have my child do that than being in the streets. Then you can come home, and then I can tell you, okay, no, it's not a problem. You can have your drinks, you go to bed, you sleep. Or you can put some aside, you wake up in the morning tomorrow, you drink some the next day also, you enjoy your life, you sleep, and then we can continue. I'd rather have you, even if you are like this a little bit, but you are at home, I'd rather have you like that. Just don't make it a habit. Don't become an alcoholic. Even if you are like this, I'd rather say, oh, so you had a few drinks. Have breakfast, eat, bath yourself, and go sleep. I'd rather guide you through life than you being in the evening drinking. Even if you grow up and get married, rather buy your drinks and drink at home with your partner. Even if you have had a little bit too much to drink, but you are at home with your wife or with your husband, it's better than drinking in the streets. Ne? Don't train your brain that drinking is only fun when you're out in the streets and bars, not safe places. Drink at home. Learn to drink at home. Don't touch drugs. Don't touch drugs at all. Don't touch drugs. Don't touch drugs. Don't touch drugs. Even those cigarettes, don't touch them. Have a few drinks. Don't touch. Even on the packet of cigarettes, it's written dangerous. Oh my goodness, I've never seen something disturbing like a pack of cigarettes. So disturbing to watch. Ne? I wanted to make this video very, very short, but I'm going to make it this long because I need to speak to my fellow young people. Don't touch these things, please. Small drinking, even on the alcohol thing, it's written alcohol abuse is dangerous. Better have a few drinks and eat food and go to sleep. Don't drink yourself to death. And it's also nice to have a few drinks in the house available, even if you work. Ne? If you work, have a few drinks in the house available. Self-control. That's what I used to do when I started working. There was this other boyfriend of mine that used to say, you are becoming an alcoholic. But I'm like, I have a glass once and I go to sleep. But because he sees me, if I take a picture of wine and post it, it's like, the way you're drinking. But I'm not drinking like that. I'm literally, it's a meal, I eat, and then it's going down with a glass of wine. Not even a full glass, just a glass of wine, and then I go to sleep. That is how I was drinking. But I'm not an alcoholic, But I see he looked at me with that eye like, the way you are drinking, because he's not used to me having drinks like that. And also be comfortable. Don't hide this thing. Don't start drinking while you are young. Start drinking while you are big, when you know what you're doing. And learn self-control. There's power in learning self-control. And when you start drinking, if you are drinking, drink responsibly. Don't abuse alcohol. Don't go to a party, then you are drinking like this, not tomorrow, like you are seeing alcohol for the first time, and like you are not ever going to see alcohol ever. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to have a few drinks, buy a few drinks, put them in the fridge. Even if it's in the house, your draft small drafts where you put in the house. And me as a mother, I know that, okay, this one have a few drafts. You take one today, you take one after 2 days, or whenever you take 3 today. If you want to have it today, finish tomorrow, and that's enough. And then after a while, I don't see you drinking, and once in a while you are having I'd rather have that than you being in the evening somewhere, somehow drowning in alcohol. I'd rather have that. So we understand, but speak to your parents. Have conversations with your parents and say, Mommy, I'd rather, because with me, I never had conversations with my parents, but I never gave them reasons to worry about me. Though I picked up that my parents have had moments where they looked at me and they were like, but in all honesty, I've been a very good girl. Ne? But I think they've, more especially when, if you look at me, I've pierced twice. I left home. I pierced when I was very, very big. I also had one up here. Ne? I left home when I was very, very, I pierced after my grade 12. One of my cousins said, come. And then I went to the salon and then she pierced. And I was like, doesn't pain. Came to university, ladies have things and it looks nice. And I was like, I also want. Ne? And I pierced. But during the time that I pierced, I just pierced for the fun of it. I was still a virgin. I was not playing with guys. Of course, I was dating because I'm big, but I was not a naughty girl, But when I went home with this, my mother looked at me. She didn't say anything. Neither my father. They didn't say anything, but they looked at me with this eye, like I'm a naughty child. But I'm not naughty. So I just looked at them and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not naughty, so it's okay. I know I'm a good girl. So I was like, okay. They didn't say anything, but they were like, and they probably went to discuss me in their room that, did you see she have pierced twice this child of ours? But I'd rather have my parents see rather than I'm going home and I'm hiding this and I'm in the streets and I have this. No, for as long as I know I'm being a good girl, I've been a good girl. But I'd rather do specific things in the presence of my parents. If I go home now and I didn't have wine in a long time, now I have my own house, I can have wine at home if I want to have wine. And this is what I've been doing. I bring wine, I bring it home, I drink with my husband while we are home and I go sleep. But if I go home to my parents' house and there's a party at home and we are chilling with the girls, we'd rather be like, oh, let's go to the room, guys. Not while everybody is busy. After we are done working and then while we are chilling in the evening, then we can take our glasses while we are chilling in the room, we can drink and we can go to bed in our room, If we are chilling at the table with the parents, this is my father here, my mother here is our wine. I'll put a glass of wine and I'd rather drink while my parents are there rather than, me hiding. Because I know what I can take here, I can take outside there. Because there are people that I don't trust. Here is at home. If the opportunity is now, but there's no way that I'm going to be walking, falling. If I had a glass, I had another glass, I'm fine. Then I can go to sleep. After all, one glass was enough to make me like, okay, my head is moving, That's it, guys, from me, Hilma Daniel. I needed to add a little bit of myself. I'm not a person who like a lot of things, and I trained myself that way. I don't like going out. I trained myself that way, even until today. When I met my husband, there was a time that he came to me and he said, let's go out. We just met. We are very new in a relationship. And he's like, can we go out? I asked him, going out where? And he's like, no, we're just going out with the boys. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't chill with the boys. No. And then he got to know me. And one of the reasons he liked me, he was like, no, I like you because I know you won't embarrass me in public. He knows that you are my woman. And even if I'm walking out there, I won't hear things about you, because I'm not out there. I'd rather do things in the house. But in the house, he will find me with wines. He came home, he found a whole lot of bottles of wine. Maybe he thought I was a drunkard. But I'm not an alcohol person like that. I buy wine, I put it there, I just put in the glass, I drink one, I go to sleep. Tomorrow, if I don't want, I won't drink. And I'm very health conscious. I love my health so much. So after days, I can have wine again. That is me. If he comes with a whole lot of drinks, I'm like, I don't like a lot of things. I just want wine. That's it. A lot of things, I don't really drink them like that. But there are some that people introduce. I'm like, okay, maybe not. But I'm not a person of trying. Don't be a person that tries too many things. No, don't be, everything just enters the body, that's actually me from me, Hilma. That's actually it from me, Hilma. Then what I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes drink when you are with people that you trust. Don't walk, not sometimes, drink when you are with people that you can trust. Do not drink outside there. Ne? Don't be a drunkard outside. Be wise. Be woke. Don't be in a position where people can take advantage of you. We have human trafficking nowadays. Imagine you just went to the bar, you are drinking yourself to death. Next thing you are trafficked. Next thing you are finding yourself somewhere else. Don't put yourself in compromised positions or situations. I don't do that. I'm this big now, I'm 34 years old, so don't put yourself in unnecessary situations. Yeah? So don't go and say you are just talking because you learned from these things. I did not learn from anything. I was once a child and I become brilliant. The good thing is that I'm telling you about this. I was very brilliant. I was very wise, and I was very intentional with my life. So everything that I did, I had to look at the bad side of it. I'm like, if I am to find myself in a bad side of this, I wouldn't like it. So don't put yourself in that. I've had guys that have asked me to go out with them, but I always had money in the pocket. Money. There were even moments where if you say let's go out for dinner, I would take even $100. And I would tell you bullshit if you want to go and sleep with me or be sneaky. I would tell you straight that it's either you take me home now, or it's easier for me to just go by the road. $100, please take me home. Ne? I don't play. I don't play. So don't put yourself in a position where you allow people to take advantage of you. Ne? And don't put yourself in a situation, because I realize that with men also sometimes they say, can I take you out for dinner? Next thing, it's like they want you to get drunk. Don't put yourself in those situations where people are making you drunk because there's something they want from you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I remember maybe one first time that I want to believe we were drunk, man. I don't know to what extent, but I want to believe we were drunk. It was me and my best friend. We went out. We liked taking each other out. We liked, once we get money, let's go out for dinner. Let's go out for drinks. So this time around, we were trying cocktails. You see, cocktails are very nice and sweet. And I come, there are alcohol in there. We knew there was alcohol in there, but we just didn't know it could be too much. I don't know whether we had 2 or 3 cocktails. I swear it was during that time of Baby All Night. Ooh, I'm not a singer like that. I'm a choir singer. I'm not a singer for music. Beyonce, Jay-Z, name. That one. And I swear, now we're trying to get a taxi. And I like stories. Ne? We were trying to get a taxi to go, and my friend was like, let me call my other friends so that they take us home. I swear those guys, when we entered the car, they were like, what did you guys drink? But it was just cocktails. But I personally, I couldn't think we were drunk, but I think we were drunk. We were to me and my friend, we took each other out. And the next day, we were like, they were playing that song. It's now me and my friend, but we were also silly. We were 2 silly friends. I love and I miss my friend so much. Shame. So we were busy singing that Baby All Night. We were busy singing that song. It was those years, man. And when I was dropped off at home and I'm trying to open the gate, that's when I realized that shit, I am never drinking these things like this. So I was like, from there, I can't even remember the last time I touched cocktail. I don't touch it because it's too sweet and it makes you drunk. Imagine if you're just drinking cocktail, it's so nice. Next thing, you are completely drunk. You wouldn't, don't put yourself in situations. If you know you're going to have a few drinks, go with your people you trust. That is my friend. She was like my high school friend. We met when I was like grade 8, and she was at university. We were all at university, so we're big enough, and we have been friends for so many years. She was my ride and die, that girl. I still love her, Shem. We fell off, but I still love her. I can still come through for her, even if she have a party, even if I hear it, maybe her wedding or so, I hear it. Even if she does not tell me about it and I hear about it, I will come through. She's my girl, man. I miss her so much, Shame. I know I miss her so much. Yeah. Yeah, guys, that's all. Ne? I just wanted to give you a little bit of my side to say that I've been young also. There are moments where you also have a few drinks here and there, but be careful. Be careful. But don't touch drugs. Don't touch cigarettes. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. Not because I yeah, she's just talking because she didn't touch them. No, I didn't touch them because I looked at these things and they're not nice. Look at the packet of a cigarette. It tells you those things are not nice. They're not nice. Don't touch them. Drugs are even worse. Don't touch them. Alcohol are worse if you do not control them. So be in control. Do not be in a situation where you let something control you. The moment you abuse something and something is controlling you, there is a problem. So don't allow yourself to be in a position where something is controlling you. Not even alcohol. You must drink it, you must control it, not the other way around. If you glass, you go to sleep. If you know when to drink and where to drink. If you are out with your friends, go out with friends that you know you can trust. But people of nowadays, you people, you can't be trusted. I'd rather drink at home, man. Drink at home. You know, as a parent, I would rather have my child come home from a party sober with a six-pack or alcohol and bring and put in the fridge and be like, oh, how are you, mommy? I'm back from the party. I'm going to sleep. I'm just going to have a few drinks. And rather have your 2 drinks there and then you can go to sleep. And then a few drinks you can drink tomorrow or the other day or the other day. I would rather have that. Rather than you going to a party and you're drinking like this, no tomorrow, and then you come home. It's just no control. You just can't even walk yourself. What is this? That is also when you make mistakes. When you are drunk and you're not thinking properly, that is how you find yourself making mistakes. That is how you find yourself sniffing things that you are not supposed to sniff because you are out of control. You are not thinking properly. Alcohol makes your brain weak. It makes your thinking capacity weak. Even the way drunk people speak, they are very slow. What are you saying? No, guys, don't put yourself there. Not a good place. Better drink, but have your brain back. Whatever you do, don't lose your brain. That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. I will see you guys in my next video. I'm that auntie that warns you, that tells you about nice things so that you don't make mistakes. I haven't made mistakes in life. The only mistakes that I've made is I've left way too many relationships. Maybe that's the only mistake that I've made, But I've been very careful. I've been very, very careful. I knew when I'm walking this life, I know what I'm doing. But it's just a relationship didn't just work out. If you ask, I have exes, guys. That's the only thing but I also didn't know better. I thought the relationships revolved around me because I'm a woman. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was a two-way road, But at least on relationships also, I'm trying to pass knowledge, ne? So maybe that's the only area where you can really go like, but you also. But the good thing is that I didn't sleep with, the number of people that I dated. I didn't sleep with them, so that's the good part, ne? I really carried myself very, very good for long, and they also have been good men, and they've made it easier for me to carry my virginity until long. So, or else they could have taken advantage of me, but they didn't. I will see you guys in my next video. That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. Bye bye.